Hello mariners, and welcome back to our channel. In our last video, we meticulously planned a voyage from start to finish, but planning is only half the battle. Today, we're diving into the crucial final step before you cast off, validating the route. Think of it as the ultimate safety check, the final seal of approval that ensures your journey will be safe, efficient, and compliant with all regulations. So, grab your coffee, and let's get started on this essential process. First up, why is route validation so important? It's not just a box-sticking exercise. This is where we confirm that the theoretical plan we've created on the chart or ECDIS is actually practical and safe to execute in the real world. It's a combined technical and operational task that scrutinizes every single leg of the voyage. We're looking for any potential hazards, navigational challenges, or compliance issues that we might have missed during the initial planning stage. Skipping this step is like building a house without checking the blueprints. You might end up with a disaster. Effective validation protects your vessel, your crew, and the environment. It's the cornerstone of professional seamanship. So, what exactly are we looking for during validation? It helps to have a structured checklist. This isn't just a mental rundown. It should be a formal part of your passage plan documentation. Let's walk through a typical validation checklist. First and foremost are all the electronic navigational charts, or ENCs, for the intended voyage fully updated to the latest version. This is non-negotiable. Using outdated charts is a major risk. Next, does the route cross any areas shallower than your vessel's draft plus the required under-keel clearance? The answer must be a definitive nitrogen monoxide. You can't squeeze through a shallow patch. The entire route must remain within your predefined safety contour. This is a fundamental safety parameter you set in your ECDIS. Continuing with our checklist, we need to ensure the route is fully compliant with the international regulations for preventing collisions at sea or coal regs. Are you planning to sail on the wrong side of a traffic separation scheme? Are your turning points and leg lines set up in a way that facilitates safe passing with other vessels? You must be able to follow the rules of the road at all times. Next, consider sea room. Is there sufficient space for maneuvering, especially in narrow channels or congested waters? You have to account for potential engine failures, steering issues, or the need to take evasive action. A route that hugs the coastline too tightly might look efficient, but it leaves no margin for error. Think about the what-ifs. The checklist continues. Does the route avoid all prohibited areas, restricted zones, and areas to be avoided? These are marked on charts for very good reasons, whether it's for military exercises, environmental protection, or navigational dangers. Your route must respect these boundaries completely. After all these technical checks, it's time for a human touch. Has the entire bridge team, especially the officers who will be on watch, reviewed the plan? This brings multiple sets of eyes and different levels of experience to the table, which is invaluable for catching potential oversights. A junior officer might spot something a senior officer missed, and vice versa. Collaboration is key. Finally, the ultimate checkpoint. Has the plan been reviewed and signed by the master? The master holds the ultimate responsibility for the safety of the vessel, and their signature signifies that they have personally vetted and approved the entire voyage plan. Now, let's talk about the powerful tools at our disposal. Modern ECDIS systems are a navigator's best friend when it comes to validation. Almost every ECDIS platform has a built-in route check or safety check function. When you run this tool, the system automatically scans your entire planned route against the chart data. It's an incredibly thorough process. The ECDIS will flag any potential dangers, such as crossing a safety contour, passing too close to an underwater obstruction like a wreck or a rock, or entering a restricted area. It will generate a list of all potential hazards, waypoint by waypoint, leg by leg. It checks your proximity to navigational aids, highlights areas where special caution is needed, and can even analyze the depth profile along your entire track. Running this automated check is a mandatory step. You must review every single warning or caution message it generates. Don't just dismiss them. Investigate each one and, if necessary, adjust the route to mitigate the risk. But can we rely solely on one system? Absolutely not. Over-reliance on a single piece of equipment is a known risk in navigation. That's where cross-verification comes in. Best practice dictates that you should always have a secondary method of validation. If you have a backup ECDIS on board, run the same route check on that system. Different manufacturers' systems might interpret data slightly differently or have different alarm settings, potentially catching something the primary system missed. An even more traditional and highly effective method is to use a paper chart for a secondary check. Laying out the route on a physical chart can give you a much better overall situational awareness and feel for the voyage. It forces you to look at the bigger picture. This manual check is an excellent way to spot things that an automated system might not flag as critical. And perhaps the most important cross-verification method is human review. The route shouldn't just be checked by the navigating officer who planned it. It must be independently reviewed by another senior officer, like the chief mate, and ultimately by the master. This peer review process is critical. A fresh pair of eyes can bring a new perspective and catch errors or questionable decisions made by the original planner. This isn't about finding fault, it's about collaborative safety. The senior officer or master might have experience with a particular port or channel and can offer insights that aren't apparent from the chart alone. They might ask, why did you choose this turning point instead of that one? Or is the turn at this waypoint too sharp for our current speed and loading condition? This dialogue is what strengthens the plan and builds confidence across the entire team. This leads us to the final and most authoritative step, the master's approval. The master has the final say. Before they sign off, they will conduct their own thorough review of the entire passage plan package. This includes the charts, the route details, the ECDIS check report, and all supporting documentation. The master's review is the ultimate quality control. They are looking at the voyage from a position of ultimate responsibility, considering factors like the weather forecast, the vessel's condition, crew fatigue, and commercial pressures. Their experience is the final filter that the plan must pass through. Once the master is fully satisfied that the route is safe, practical, and the best available option, they will formally approve it. This approval is documented, typically by signing the printed route plan or within the passage planning logbook. This signature is not just a formality. It is the official declaration that the voyage is authorized to proceed as planned, and it transfers the plan from a draft into an active operational directive for the bridge team. So, to recap, route validation is an indispensable process. It starts with a rigorous checklist, is powered by the technical capabilities of ECDIS, strengthened by cross-verification with backup systems and paper charts, and solidified through human review by the bridge team. The final stamp of approval from the master transforms the plan into an executable order. Never, ever treat validation as a quick formality. Take your time, be thorough, and be critical of your own plan. By doing so, you are upholding the highest standards of professional seamanship and ensuring that every voyage you undertake is as safe as it can possibly be. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into route validation.
Welcome back, navigators. We've made it to step 6, the final, crucial stage of our planning process, review and optimize. You've done the hard work, plotted your course, and now it's time to refine it to perfection. This is where a good plan becomes a great one, and a safe journey becomes an exceptionally smart and efficient one. So, let's dive into the details that make all the difference. First up, let's talk about route efficiency. Take a good, hard look at the course you've plotted. Are there any unnecessary detours or zigzags? Sometimes, when we're deep in the planning phase, we can get a bit carried away. Now is the time to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Could a slightly different heading save you significant time and distance? Are you taking the most direct path possible, considering all the constraints we've discussed, like currents and hazards? Every mile saved is less time on the water, less fuel used, and less wear and tear on your vessel and crew. Use your charting software to analyze the total distance. Try plotting a slightly different leg of the journey and compare the numbers. You might be surprised how a small tweak can yield big results. It's like proofreading an essay. A fresh pair of eyes, even your own after a short break, can spot opportunities for improvement you missed the first time around. Now, let's get into one of the most powerful optimization tools available to modern mariners: weather routing. This isn't just about avoiding storms. It's about actively using the weather to your advantage. Advanced weather routing software can analyze wind and current forecasts along your entire route and suggest modifications to optimize your journey for speed, comfort, or fuel efficiency. Think of it as a chess game against Mother Nature, where you're always trying to be 2 moves ahead. For sailors, this means finding the optimal tack to catch the best wind, reducing the number of physically demanding maneuvers, and maximizing your velocity made good, or VMG. For power boaters, it's all about fuel economy. Heading directly into strong headwinds and chop will burn fuel at alarming rates and make for an uncomfortable ride. Your weather routing software might suggest a slightly longer route that keeps you in calmer seas or even gives you a push from a favorable current. This is the essence of working smarter, not harder. You input your vessel's performance data, your desired departure time, and your priorities, and the software crunches the numbers to give you a customized, optimized route. It might tell you to delay your departure by a few hours to catch a better weather window. It might suggest hugging the coast to avoid an offshore current. This technology is a game changer, transforming fuel guzzlers into efficient voyagers. Don't just look at the forecast, use the forecast to actively enhance your passage. The final piece of our optimization puzzle is something we hope we never need, but must always have: alternate routes and contingency plans. A plan is only as good as its backup. What happens if your primary destination port is unexpectedly closed? What if a critical piece of equipment fails and you need to head to the nearest safe harbor with repair facilities? What if a medical situation arises? This is not about being pessimistic. It's about being a responsible and prepared captain. For every long leg of your journey, identify at least 1 water bailout points or alternate destinations. These should be safe harbors you can divert to in an emergency. Research these alternates just as you did your primary destination. What are the approach hazards? What services are available? What are the depths? Mark them clearly on your charts. Think through the what-ifs. What if the engine dies? Your alternate route might suddenly prioritize a harbor that's easier to reach under sail. What if a storm pops up that's worse than forecasted? Your alternate route should be the quickest path to shelter. Having these pre-planned escape routes removes the stress of making critical decisions under pressure. When an emergency happens, you won't be scrambling to find a safe place. You'll simply be executing Plan B, C, or D. This level of preparedness gives you confidence and peace of mind, allowing you to enjoy the journey knowing you're ready for anything. So, let's recap Step 6. You've reviewed your route for efficiency, squeezing every bit of performance from your plan. You've leveraged weather routing to make your journey faster, more comfortable, and more fuel efficient. And you've built a safety net of alternate routes and contingency plans, making your voyage robust and resilient. This isn't just dotting the I's and crossing the T's. This is the hallmark of a truly professional mariner. By taking the time to review and optimize, you elevate your plan from a simple line on a chart to a dynamic, intelligent strategy for success on the water. And with that, our comprehensive guide to passage planning is complete. We've journeyed together from the initial dream all the way to this final, polished plan. You now have the knowledge and the framework to plan any voyage, big or small, with confidence and skill. Remember, the journey itself is the reward, but great preparation is what